Yeah, after playing with Longford for 10 years, you're at the stage where you want a competition, you want to win something. And for me, I've won a Division 3 title and a Byrne Cup, and they were two things that I'll treasure no more than Niall Morgan. I'll treasure Sam Maguire, albeit that they're at different levels, but a win is a win, or a competition that you can win, that's what you want. Realistically, we're not at the level where we can win a Sam Maguire, and we're not at the level where we can win a Leinster either. And that's tough to say, but it's been realistic. Whereas a Tailteann Cup and Division 3, they're two competitions that are there for us, that if we get our ducks in a row and get things right, we can definitely challenge and win that. And that's something for me that I think is something to hold on to with this proposal B, that there is something for everyone. It's not 100% across the divisions, but if you put together a good championship campaign in the group stage, then it sets you up going forward, and there's development from year to year, rather than kind of, okay, we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah. A couple of the other things then, when it comes to this, there's been a lot of questions of why aren't the teams 6, 7 and 8 from Division 1 getting into this All-Ireland Championship, whereas from your perspective, I'm sure you're looking at it saying, we've won Division 3 or we've won Division 4 or Division 2 or whatever it may be, and it's like we deserve this opportunity to be playing in the knockout stages.
Yeah, and look, it is something that we'll only know by seeing how it goes. And I think for us to come to build that momentum and finish top of Division 3 and get promoted, and give that opportunity to play against a top 10 team, whereas in the past you're kind of, it's completely separated. You know, the league has been one of the competitions that has been huge, and there's been huge emphasis put on it in the past. And for ourselves, we have league was our championship, whereas this is what it is now. Championship is league, and that's what we want. That there's an opportunity, and then there's a carrot there at the end that you can actually progress and move on, rather than, okay, we've seen it in the past where once league is over, there was an opportunity for lads to drop off the squad and maybe head off on a J1, whereas now it's all mingled in together, and that you actually have your same squad from start to finish. Whereas in the past we've seen that where maybe league campaign finishes and the turnover of players, 7 or 8 guys drop off the panel, and you're trying to tie for numbers to bring guys in for a Leinster campaign that maybe 2 more games. Whereas with this, the number of games, I think with Proposal B, can be a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 17, including whatever route you go, Sam Maguire or Tailteann Cup, and that brings development and improvement.
What's the most important thing from your perspective in terms of ensuring that the GPA's view actually gets heard and that this change actually happens? Because there is obviously some reservations about whether or not in your view is the right thing will actually happen when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that this proposal was put forward or Proposal A and B were put forward by the GA. This isn't a proposal that was put by the GPA. Okay, we are backing this proposal because we feel this is the best thing for the players, and this isn't Mickey Quinn or Longford coming out and say we want this. This is as a whole, across the board, as a Gaelic Players Association, that players want this, media want it, fans want it. A lot of people want change and want improvement, and that's the big thing. How do you get it out there? That probably speak your mind, and if that's something that's wanted out there, then stand by it, because I think that change, if we stick with what we're doing at the moment, I think in time it's only going to go one way, and it might cause damage that can't be reversed, and as we said, those gaps are going to keep widening and widening.
One last question, and I was going to ask you what the reaction would be if their proposal B doesn't get through, but actually we've spoken to you a lot on the show about that. Like, we've spoken to you a lot about the last few years. That's what happens, it's a continuation of that. So I'm actually going to flip that. What will this do to transform your own experience of Gaelic Games, the Longford footballers' experience of Gaelic Games, should Proposal B pass and get to 60%?
Well, we're still looking for a manager. The search is still on. Having a Proposal B on the table, new manager, it's a new change. It's a new opportunity for players to want to play for Longford. What's their reason for playing for Longford? At the moment, everyone will have their own individual reasons on top, but having that opportunity for success and wearing a Longford jersey playing in Croke Park on the big stage, on our big stage, not an All-Ireland final, that could be our big stage, rather than going to Croke Park and it's the most lonely place that you'll go to, playing Dublin in the defeat that we've struggled, and that has caused repercussions that have set us back, whereas Proposal B can give that chance to improve and get better. And I think there's an excitement that it brings, not only to the players but to fans, to people in Longford, in your Leitrim's, in your counties, in Division 3 and 4, that there's an opportunity here, and it promotes the game. Like that's the big thing, I think, where we kind of forget. You see all the Tyrone jerseys and the Dublin and the Kerry jerseys, but I'm in Longford every day of the week, and I don't see a Longford jersey, any random person walking around in it. That's something that hasn't been in Longford in a long time. Having that opportunity that people are proud to wear the Longford jersey because they're in the chance of winning something, that's something going forward that I take, whether I'm a player or whether I'm involved in Longford in some capacity, that I can take that, okay, this change is progressing and helping with football as a whole, not just for me as a player, but for the county of Longford.